Hey guys, welcome back to the Deeply Graphic Design Cast. I'm Nick Longo. You have probably noticed we've been having some really cool sponsorships with Wix lately. Wix has been a huge partner in the past. I used to be a brand ambassador for them back in the day. First website I ever built was on Wix about 12 years ago, and they even reached out to me at that point. I got to do a commercial for them, which was kind of wild, and I've used them ever since. More recently, as they've switched over to Wix Studio, it's a whole new game as far as web development for yourself as your business or for clients if you're designing websites for them. So when I reached out to them, they had a whole new kind of Wix Studio to show off and really geared towards the non-developer that still needs to be really proficient in web design. And I don't have time to learn anything new or an app that is kind of like really intensive. I don't know code. It's not the area that I offer services in, but what I do need it for is my website or maybe a small business or a client that I have that needs a very small site. I feel much more confident going into it with something like Wix. So in this episode, we're talking to Maayan, and she is part of the entire development team building the editor and the templates and everything you see online as you're building a website. This has some mind-blowing new options that I really think will kind of talk to you in a whole new way. If you're struggling in putting together the proper website for your business, I'm telling you, there's some amazing stuff in there to check out. They are the sponsor of this episode, but again, I'm just so sold on the stuff that they are putting together. And you'll find it is easier for you as the designer. It's easier for maybe a client, if that's the case as well. And they just offer so many amazing services to be streamlined, but to also hit that creative level that you're just dying to have in your website. So I hope you guys enjoy this. There's a ton of great links in the description of this episode. I hope you enjoy it. Welcome to the podcast. So glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Give everybody a little introduction of yourself and your affiliation and what you do with Wix.
Okay, so nice to meet you. My name is Maayan Kraus. I've been working at Wix for the past 6 years. I'm a UX team lead in Wix Studio. Which our team is basically responsive for the experience inside the editor, from opening the builder until publishing the site, everything in between.
That's great. I'm a huge fan, and I think the whole reason we're doing this too is I've been using Wix for probably 12 years or so, and
That's
loves
impressive.
it's perfect for the person that I believe just doesn't want to learn code, doesn't want to be a developer, but still
Definitely.
has a need to create something for a website or either for themselves or for a client too. And I think the versatility that has always been there has been great because it's very plug and play, right?
Definitely. Yeah. I think the fact that we have this drag and drop editor gives you the full control of like placing every element that you want and adding and resize and design it the way you want.
Yeah.
But you also have these extra layers of like adding responsiveness, animations, and stuff that we'll probably get to.
Yeah,
Uh,
perfect. What do you think was the big reason Studio became such a huge change? So for those of you who don't know, Wix had been Wix with the editor and tons of flexibility, start from scratch, start from code, or start from a template, right? And
right.
then you launched Wix Studio. What was the biggest reason behind that?
So I think we understand that most of the websites are basically uh, made by professionals. And we really wanted to give this audience the editor that he needs. We wanted to give a lot of capabilities, um, reduce the limitations, and give users that are agencies, freelancers, people that build websites for other, the values that they needed, which is efficiency, uniqueness, maybe more advanced features. So everyone will have this place for the vision to happen.
Yeah, I like that you brought up uniqueness because I think if you're a designer or a creative, the one thing you want is that uniqueness of your site. And I've always been able to take maybe a pre-made template that had the bones, like it felt like that's my layout. But what I can do now is make a huge change and customize it to me. And now more than ever, I think everything we've been highlighting in our kind of Wix moments over the last 10 episodes have really got me even thinking more and more of like, I love this customized kind of ability on any site that as I was even looking through a lot of the stuff that we're going to look at now, it's almost got me to almost start from scratch rather than start from a template. So you've changed my mind like completely, which is great.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we have is these pre-designed uh, templates or sections or content for you to start from. And we have the most trendy designs that you can get inspiration from. Or if you have something in mind, you can just find something that is similar and just start from there. And it
Great.
also relates to the efficiency that we talked about.
Yeah. And like the connectability, the idea of like every time I've added something new to my site, someone will be like, how did you do that? I'm like, it's an app in Wix. Like it's the schedule building or the appointment setting,
Yeah.
the shops, like they sound so like, yeah, everybody offers that. But I think again, if you're the non-developer, there's such a welcoming vibe with you, what you guys have put together, that I really wanted to highlight some of these things just to show someone that maybe has never dived in, what advantages you get. And if you want, we'll go right into what we got here.
So we know that responsiveness can be hard for some people, and it's hard to think of your static design in a wider range, and especially to customize it properly. And basically, that's what we want. We want you to think of the design, and we'll do the rest for you. So what we can see here is any component that you will add from our add panel. In this case, it's a
There you
design
go.
sections. Um, has already a responsive behavior behind the scene. So the user can design in pixels, but between different screen sizes, the default for all of our components are already responsive without the user to handle. And we can see it here. I'm adding a section, a pre-designed section, and I can see that already it changes across different screen sizes without me touching anything.
And notice
So
the type changing and like even line breaking within each one of those little squares.
exactly, because for every component, we set the defaults of the responsive behaviors that we think are the best for the user and the most common patterns, let's say, and
Yeah,
the user can change it. So for paragraphs, obviously, wrapping text is like a must.
perfect. And the cool thing about that too is like say you drop that in there, but it's not in your color palette. You could do a universal color shift. You can go right in there and edit maybe even the font, whatever you need to do as well. So the idea here is that it's giving you a starting point. In most cases, I would be just happy with it and be like, that's exactly what I wanted. It looks great.
I'm sorry, Nick.
Oh yeah. Did you
Do you
lose
hear
me?
me?
Yes.
For some reason, I don't hear you.
Okay, hold on. Let's see.
Okay, now I do.
Okay, cool. I'm not
But
sure where we might have left off. Sorry, I wonder what the connection. Let me just double check that.
something with
Oh,
the colors.
oh, good. Okay, cool. I'll repeat that. All right, perfect.
Okay.
Cool. We're locked in there. I love the idea that this is fully editable and you can, once you've put it in there, you can totally change that to customize font, color, whatever you want from the rest of your site.
Definitely. This is a starting point. Again, as I said, it can be an inspiration for something that maybe you didn't have in mind, but it
Yeah,
can also be like the place for you to start and editing the way you want it to be according to your brand and vision. Definitely.
perfect. Love it. It's such a great little starting point for sure. Next up, this is what you guys call section grid. So tell us a little bit more about this. I love this visual. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So obviously, layout is something very crucial in the design, and we really want it to feel intuitive and simple, so you can add any grid that you want in a click of a button. And we really want the experience to be playful. As you can see here, I'm changing the proportions and everything adjusts accordingly, and it makes the design process more fun and easy. And obviously, if you want something more advanced, you can go and get into the system and work with CSS and whatever you want. We give all of the options for our users.
I love it that even the learn more button is like changing with every width.
Definitely, because you can tell there are so many screen sizes today. It's something that is very hard to explain and learn, and that's why we're trying to do everything for the user again to think of the design, and we'll do everything behind the scene.
That's perfect. Even just thinking of border space or margin around that button, because like it's one thing to have to resize it, but then to like hope for consistency with everything else that you're doing, this
Definitely,
locks it in.
yeah, definitely.
That's fantastic. And then when you any tips for the photo that you upload for something like this, should you try to get something with as much background so then as you put it into something responsive, it could give you all that flexibility?
Actually, you can do whatever you want. You can set an image to be fixed, meaning it will always stay at the same size, or you can make it scale across the different screen sizes, or only change the relative width according to the screen size. So we really give you all the options. In this case, we can see that the width is changing, but the height keeps the same size. So it's really according to the design that you have in mind. Um, yeah,
Cool. I love it. I love that idea of just having one image, not worrying about, oh, if it's going to go on another page or something else, do I have to recrop it or do something? Just makes life so much simpler and great to see how that works. This
exactly.
next area is called visual sitemap. Tell us a little bit about this.
Okay. So we have a lot of different processes with clients, and I think a big part of it is setting expectation with the client before even the design starts. And this is a powerful tool that is using AI, which the user can basically describe his business, the name, the type, explain the goals for the audience, and even select the different services that he wants to display. And the AI will create this sitemap for him, showing the different pages that needs to be displayed with the different sections and the business types. So this is a point where the designer can go to the client and show like the 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 scale of the website, and it can also be a good place for pricing, and again setting expectation before we start the actual design process.
So great to be like, have a tool that shows a client how deep a website can go, right?
Definitely.
This is
Yeah.
so cool. And I think it's even a good visual for you, the designer, to
Yeah.
plan in advance. It like benefits everybody.
Definitely.
I like this idea. So I'm assuming where it has green, that means it's fixed, and that header is in all of those, right? Because it's locked.
Correct.
And then the
Yeah.
same with the footer being, look, I've already figured this out, and I haven't never even
Good
seen
for
this
you.
before.
And by the way, after you finish with the sitemap and you know that you're ready to go, if you'll go to the actual editor, you will see all of these sites as wireframes. So you can
Wow.
start from there, and it's very easy to start and makes the process much easier. So
Question: if I go straight into editor and build, is the site pages happening in the background too?
yeah, you can
Oh,
always
wonderful.
go to the sitemap and edit from there, and it will sync simultaneously with the actual visual
So this
pages.
is like a control center a little bit. Like if I want the frequently asked question list to also go on another thing, can I just drag it over like and duplicate it?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Here we also have drag and drop. You can move sections between pages. You can add pages. Definitely, yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is like every I think non-developers nightmare come like you've solved it. This is so great.
Yeah, it's very
All
powerful.
right. This is a big one, and I know I don't know how, and I would love someone to show me the way as I'm creating my website to get responsive AI through here. So talk a little bit about how you've brought AI into this responsiveness task.
Okay, so as I said, responsiveness can be hard for some people. It's something that is really something that you need to keep in mind,
Hmm.
um, but not necessarily because you can just go and design your desktop. And what we offer here is basically from the desktop to click on this. Um, Responsify tool, which
Hmm.
basically what it does, it scans your design on desktop. He understands grouping, what connects to what, like the paragraph is next to the button, so they will probably need to go together. They have a relationship between them. And also it adds layout, so it will look great on all screen sizes. So it basically does it for you, does this responsiveness challenge. So that's very
It's a
cool.
great way. So I'm assuming it, like you said, it knows behavior, it knows association,
Yeah,
and it can allow things to kind of gang together as need be. But I love this idea because it's like I'm seeing this in a lot of design apps. And so how cool that this is now in your web app as well, because this is
definitely.
where I love AI. This is really where I think it shines. It's like get me to where I need to be faster and I can do more design work and less
Definitely.
technical stuff.
Yeah, definitely. That's the main goal. That, as I said, we want you to think design and we'll do the rest for you. We'll think of the responsiveness, the behavior, and you can go and adjust it obviously the way you want. But as a starting point, that's a great tool.
Okay, so next up, this is one of my favorites, and like I mentioned to you earlier, I check this one all the time. The Wix Studio templates, whole new vibe now because of Studio, right?
Yeah, definitely.
This is great.
uh, Yeah, we have more than 300 templates. And again, this is something that is very important for us to give a lot of inspiration and a lot of pre designed content for you to start from. And obviously, you can see here that we have a lot of different designs, layouts, and even business types. So you can start right from the place where you feel more comfortable. And also inside the editor, we have design kits that are related to the template. So you can continue working from there, even if you didn't select any template.
Oh, fantastic. That's a great thing. And you also offer this idea that like I can go on the inspirational templates and those are like what other creatives have designed.
Yeah, the inspirational is more like a, a little bit more advanced, but with a lot of animations and like websites that are a bit unusual in the view.
Yeah.
That really gives you inspiration of what you can achieve with Wix Studio.
And then you can also go to areas where people have made their own and I believe you can purchase in addition.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. We have the community marketplace where you can actually design templates and and afterwards sell it. So we also have this like inner community vibe that is very cool.
That's great. What do you find is like when you go to create a new template, what does research tell you? What are people looking for the most?
Actually, we can't say for sure because you can select a template because you like the colors or the design. Or if you have a specific business type, you will just go and select something from that area because it will make you easier to start the editing with the apps and everything included. So it really depends on the intent of the user.
Yeah, I always tell people to look everywhere because you might find something in a totally different industry that
Definitely,
hits your
yeah.
vibe, but then you have the customized version. So, like, let's say you are an online store. You might want to start with one of the online store ones because of everything that's pre-baked into it, the
Yeah.
ordering, the menu, and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, and you learn a lot from it. You
Hmm.
can you can only browse if you want and just get ideas, and then afterwards start from blank, like whatever
Yes.
you want. But this is a very good place to get inspiration and understand what you can achieve.
It's worth mentioning too that you could do a lot for free before you publish to your URL on Wix Studio, right?
Yeah, basically you can do a lot for free. It really depends if you have a business type and what sort of business type, if you have a domain or not, um, if you have like bookings or products. Like it really depends on what you want to achieve. But the basics are free, definitely. And the thing is that you can go and select the stuff that you want in order to upgrade, and that will give you like the full solution for your business in a lot of terms. So that's cool.
Perfect. I love the idea too of just testing the waters before any commitment. You can try out the editor, get the feel of
Definitely.
it, and say, oh, this will take me to exactly where I want to be. Now I can commit. I just think
Definitely.
that's the best way to kind of do something where, you are committing to it and you want to choose the right source for what you're doing.
Yeah, we
Love
don't
that.
want to be commitment.
Next up, interactive sections. I like this idea a lot too, because to me, sometimes this is a little intimidating where I know I want something unique in the website, but I'm not exactly sure how to build it. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so I think we'll talk about the animations and interactions
Hmm.
panel in a bit, but this is the place again, if you are inside Editor and you have something in mind, or again, you're looking for a vision or an inspiration. So first of all, you can get it from the ad panel, which we keep updating more and more very trendy stuff. And at the end of the day, you can just add it to your site, see how it was built, or even start adjusting it to your content and your brand. So it's very easy.
I liked even the little, like, that one that's showing with like the sliding cards or something like that. I think so many times with graphic designers trying to show off maybe their services or
Yeah.
testimonials, this
Hmm.
would be a great thing to have where there's always some interactiveness. Like, do you know much data? I've been reading a lot about how important it is to have something moving the minute you land on a site now, right? People,
Yeah.
the audience just wants that immediately.
I think it's very important when we're doing sites for other. We need to think of the wow effect and the uniqueness of our site, and most importantly, the engagement of the user. And I think a lot of these small animations really makes the difference and gives a very big impact on a site. The user actually remembers it after.
That's
So that,
great. It's really, really, it's such a good thing for interactiveness, uniqueness, and super simple. Like
yeah,
keep
definitely.
bringing it on.
Yeah.
Next, we've got the real time content management, and I love this idea too because the last thing you want to do is like input stuff on what you feel is like the page itself, and you're like, "Am I going to ruin the design? I'm putting too much text in here." Talk
Yeah.
about this kind of connection and how easy this is.
Yeah. So I think our CMS system is like very important in the process. What it does, it's basically tables collection that are outside of the editor. So you can just connect it to the elements that you want on stage, whether it's a repeater, galleries, whatever, tables. And when you change the content in the CMS, it will automatically be reflected on your site. And as you said, it's a very good way of not messing up the design if you hand over the site after to your client, or if you have a content guy that goes and updates everything, or dynamically text it dynamically changing. This is the way for you to make sure the design will look great, and the text will just keep changing and nothing will happen.
That's great. If you're only listening to this and not watching our video, the best way to describe it is like data merging and having like a huge page with tons of listings.
Yeah,
And talking 20, 30, and it's connected to what looks like your simple spreadsheet using the CMS. And I love this. It's like, it's so cool to have that idea of, I like it where as a client, if they send me that form, I'm telling them, make sure it's all proofread,
Yes,
no typos. And that helps me kind of feel like I'm not retyping a lot of stuff where I can throw out a mistake or a typo, right?
definitely.
Little
Yeah.
bit more responsibility on everyone's
Gives
part.
you more control, definitely.
This is great. I agree. And like I said earlier, love the idea that I'm not on the actual site moving things around and I'm fearful of like justification going off or something. You're just doing it in cells and it's so much easier. What a great
Yeah,
tip. I love that. I'm
right.
gonna use this immediately.
Go ahead.
All right. Text marquee. I mean, check this out. Like this is again, I think is right on tap with what's hot, what you see trending in a lot of things. Tell us about this.
Definitely. Trendy is something, again, that we really want to give to our users, and text marquee is something that we see a lot. And I think we really wanted to have the simplest experience that can be for our users. They can just add it from the ad panel, change the content, and design it the way they want. And basically, it just works and look like what you can achieve with just one component. Like it really gives the movement and engaging that we talked about. So it really creates a big impact.
Especially when you like, let's maybe you don't have video, you don't have something to catch everyone's eye. And here's a
Right.
perfect, I even just a little touch of the vertical ones too. And
Yeah.
the movement that's adding to the page is just fantastic. So
Yeah.
again, another fun one and test it out. See how this might, maybe this is something you didn't even think in your initial design until you
Right.
see that it's an option available for you.
Definitely. Obviously, we design in a static point of view, and the studio is where you can start and think of how to make it alive. So that's a very
Love it.
good example.
All right. This one blew my mind, but the mouse parallax. Tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about this.
So again, it's another example. We have a lot coming, and basically, we have for every component we can set different triggers. We have click and hover, obviously, but we have a lot more, and it seems advanced, but at the end of the day, for the user, it's super easy. We have all kinds of curated presets for every trigger. And in this case, the trigger is mouse parallax, and you can see like how cool it is.
It's everything. You got the eyes with all of the highlights and everything changing, and then the coming soon and the star
Yeah,
adapting
definitely.
to it as well.
Yeah,
Anything to make someone, I think, stop in their tracks on your site is a good thing. you
definitely.
know?
And makes it memorable.
Yeah. Any tips on this? Like, do you find it a little more successful when it's used kind of like, sparingly and not like, I don't know, if you're gonna have a wild and out there site, I can see it being everywhere, but maybe just adding this once or twice to be a little surprise.
Yeah, definitely. I think I would make it subtle, not
Mhm.
put it on every component on the website, because it makes it more interesting and more playful. And yeah, definitely what you said.
Perfect. All right. Ooh, text on a path. About time.
Yeah, yeah, it took a
Wow.
while.
This is quite a build, but talk about this. This is fantastic.
Yeah, this was designed and built by our WoW team. Yeah, so we know text on path from the past, which is something pretty simple when we think about it. But we also added this animation if you want to have movement on path, that really makes it into something else. And obviously, you can use one of our shapes as a path, or you can upload something on your own, which is also pretty cool. And yeah, just you can see how it looks. It really creates very cool
Wow. I feel like
impact.
this even takes it away from doesn't even feel like a website anymore. It feels like
Yeah.
this just interactive zone that I'm trying to either
Yeah,
entertain or persuade or whatever. But it's so cool the way that adds so much motion. Great stuff.
definitely.
The
Yeah.
flow is just killer. I love that. Ooh, okay. Let's talk about this. WebGL. What is this?
Okay, so WebGL effect, we can put it on different backgrounds. And as you can see, we have all kinds of presets to have this mysterious vibe. Again, you can select if you want it to be triggered from the mouse
Mm,
movement or with the scroll of your site. You can change the trigger, and obviously you can create very cool effects as this one. um, and again, it's something that looks very advanced, and it gives a really wow effect to your site, but
yeah,
it's super easy.
it's a new style. Like for me, I feel like it would be really interesting to see where I can bring this in as an application. Like I love the vibe here. Like it's just one
Yeah,
image, right?
yeah, just one image, and it creates like the 3D RGB vibe, and yeah, it's
I almost
very
feel
easy.
I almost feel like I have to put some 3D glasses on. Yet it's doing it
You
for
can
you, which is
try.
kind of cool.
Try.
Yeah, this opens up so many different like options, and I almost feel like that's something I want. Again, being that I'm not the experienced web developer, if I see a tool that drops something like this in and I like it and it fits my vibe, I'm going to find a way, to
Yeah,
get it in
definitely.
somewhere.
And here we see the outcome, but actually inside the editor, the experience is super easy. You
Hmm.
just select the trigger, select the preset that you want, adjust it the way you want, and that's it. Like it just happens.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Super cool. All right. Next up, parallax and reveal effects. And again, another huge thing that we have in all of our design applications. You guys got it now into our web editor.
Yeah, again, it took a while. We had it. We had it, and now we did some more upgrading to this. We have the parallax and the reveal effect with the scroll, and there's nothing much to say. As you can see, we can place it on different elements, and it's really cool. It gives more depth to your site.
That is fantastic. I think this opens up so many options. Like I would be endlessly thinking about ways I can put this in there. I particularly love where the picture is staying in the background and these
Yeah.
almost like um, windows are moving past it. It's very
Mhm.
similar, exactly what this is. But the fact that it's steady and it's staying, and then others are moving, it still feels grounded, and yet it's doing all these amazing animations, which is fantastic.
And
Gosh, again,
you don't
beautiful.
understand what you're seeing, but you like it. So that's
There's your brief. Like, make
yeah,
something that we don't know what it is, but we're gonna love it.
go ahead. Make it work.
All
Yeah.
right, content editing. All right, this is like in the client handover section here. Talk about
Yeah.
this a little bit here.
Okay, a very important part of the process. We all know it.
Wow.
The point where we finish designing and we're handing the design for our clients, and we hope nothing will break, he won't change anything. We don't want the client to get inside the editor at all. So this is a very good solution for that. It actually another layer on the editor that the
Okay.
client can open the site, and basically it can only change the content, so it can't touch any element on the canvas. It can't move anything, it can just change the content. So that's a very good
Wow.
solution if you want to hand it over, just to keep updating the text and the content if something is changing, but you know the design is safe and nothing will move or break. So
This is
that's
a
it.
game changer. Like, please, if you're not watching this, turn on the video for this because I'm telling
Yeah.
you, the first thing that came to mind is all my clients that have a website for their restaurant and how often they have to change their menus.
Definitely, yes.
So the fact that you're working on a sidebar that's a simple editor of just the info and the photo, Oh my
Yeah, it's like
gosh.
basically you can select the section that you want to change, and you will see what properties you can update on the on the right panel. Sorry.
That's it.
So
So they can even go, like, let's say there's a new photo that I don't even have yet, and they do. They can
yeah,
log in, replace the photo, framing, everything stays legit, no change in design.
no change in design, definitely.
We're making it so easy. This is too much.
It's like it's too easy.
Such a great, great idea. That is so cool. I think that's our last one. And I think that was so neat to see how we can adapt these things and make our lives easier, but achieve greater creativity, success, information, communication. It's fantastic.
Definitely. We really put focus on the design, on the process, the efficiency. We want it to be very easy for you to get to your vision as fast as possible without worrying about responsiveness or limitations. We're really giving you all the capabilities, and you can start and
That's great.
adjust it the way you want.
What would you suggest for someone that's like new to it and they sign on? I know you guys have a ton of like online videos and things. What's your best recommendation to, like, if you're totally new to Wix Studio and these editors, where do they begin?
Yeah. So, what I personally do when I'm starting a new platform, I'm just playing around. Like I'm adding components, like start designing, move things around just to understand this new platform, this new workspace. And if you have something specific in mind that you want to get to, we have tutorials that you can watch, and even simultaneously while working in the editor, you can watch the tutorials. And as we saw, we have these pre-designed sections that you can just add to your site and start seeing how it's built and start adjusting it the way you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a go to a tutorial and go step by step. Diving into it a little bit. That's how I learned with the
Yeah.
original editor, and just plugged and played. I think sometimes it's like you're just in the sandbox and you're figuring things out. And I think that's
Yeah.
sometimes the best way to learn. And then when you want something new, go to the tutorials, get an idea of how to do it.
Definitely. We actually also have sandbox. In the dashboard, you can just open a sandbox template, which uh, explains a different feature, each time a different feature, and you can just go ahead and learn from that as
That's
well.
fantastic. You guys have really thought of everything. It's so great. And
We're trying. We're
I hope
trying.
everyone gives it a shot. I mean, one, you have nothing to commit to. Just give it a shot. Go on there. All you need to do is drop in an email address and play around with it and see if it's something that really works. And I think you guys chose like the perfect examples for our audience and the folks that might be struggling to be like, man, I would love to take my web or a client's website to that next level, but more for ourselves, because like selling yourself as a designer is the hardest thing. And if you don't know this, I really think you guys have brought the coolest stuff to the table for us to kind of go, oh, I got confidence now on my website. It's great.
That's great to hear. That's really the focus. We really want our users to feel like they can explore anything and put their heart in the design. And that's why we're here.
Perfect. We're going to have a ton of stuff down in the notes, guys. We'll have where you can start off with some lists to the tutorials as well. But Maayan, thank you so much for joining us on this. It's been
Thank you
fantastic.
for having me.
And I think we've helped a lot of people. So can't wait to see what you all do.
Me too. Thank you.